Mein Name ist Teresa Hadland und ich wohne in England. Ich bin Shiatsu-Therapeutin und Lehrerin. I came across Shiatsu when I was at university actually. I got very ill and I needed something to help me get better, and Shiatsu was what I had because I'd already done some introductory workshops. And then it really changed my direction actually. I was at university to study something, thinking I'd go on to travel and use my knowledge. And in fact, it took me the other way, that I started to really understand that it's no good having all these dreams about what you want to do with your life if you don't have your health. And so I really changed direction and started wanting to learn more about Shiatsu and more about the body. And that's been my path since then, really. Well, I did quite a long, many years study with a teacher in the UK who's actually French, Sonia Morisseau. And her approach was very much of healing Shiatsu. It was very much about getting in touch with yourself. She understood that if you're not in touch with yourself, how can you help others? And that kind of resonated with me. That's why I studied with her for quite a few years. It's not perfect. That's really important for me. And I think a lot of clients that I see come with this idea that they should be a certain way and they're fighting to get there, rather than just being comfortable with how they are. And so I feel that the important thing is to say that, you know, the mirror, it isn't a perfect image. It's just you. And that's enough, and that's fine. But the way that I really love to work is with the movement Shiatsu approach of empowering the client. So I come with my expertise, but I'm not wanting to prove anything to the client. I'm wanting to facilitate their understanding of themselves and their learning of how to use their bodies, perhaps in a way that the pain will go away, rather than curing or fixing. That doesn't interest me. I feel the mind gets very diverted. I think the mind generally is either in the past or in the future, and it's very rarely in the present. And it's only in the present that really things can change. And that's why I'm particularly interested in bringing the client's awareness into, of course, touch is a good way of bringing someone into the present, but also the touch can be there, but their minds can be somewhere else. And somehow by asking them to become more, inviting them to be more involved in the session is very powerful in empowering them as well. And that's what we work with, because that's the present. We can't work with things in the past, but we can work with what's in the present. And I encourage clients to ask for what they need as well, or learn to ask for what they need as well, because that also is important, I think. I know for myself that it was very difficult to ask for what I needed, or to feel that I had a right to get what I needed. And so there's lots of different aspects. But I have to also be exploring myself. You know, I can't expect my clients to have that desire if it's not in me as well. So for me, that's my life's journey, is to understand who I am and what my purpose is and all those kind of things. I think when I first started doing Shiatsu, I felt that I had to be a therapist. I had to be a certain way. You know, I dressed a certain way, and perhaps I was presenting something that I thought was ideal in a therapist. And I think over the years I've undone that, you know, I've unraveled that, and now I'm just myself. I love the congresses. I love when different people come together and mix and share experiences and skills even as well, and stories. You know, it's a brilliant way of getting people together. I think we can become very insular in our different countries, especially in the UK, because we're an island. To be able to come to Kiental and mix with other practitioners in Europe is brilliant. I'm just really looking forward to it. Ik ben Teresa Hadland, og ik ben voor...
Ik tror det har det hela.